name is Kisha Tabela and I'm from Group 3. Today we are visiting the Museum Satria Mandala in Jakarta. This museum is built to honor the Indonesian National Force and their long struggle for the country's independence and security. Here we can see the national artifact from the past and the newest technology about military. As we walk through, we will not just see the Indonesian military history, but also see how the event deeply connected to international relations like international diplomacy, peacekeeping, and regional cooperation. Hello everyone, my name is Alisa Maharani. I am from Group 3. We are now in Independence War section. Look at this white, old flag, and uniforms. This belongs to Indonesian fighters who struggled against the Dutch and Brits right after World War II. This fight was more than just a national story. It was a global issue. Indonesia had to negotiation with other countries to get international recognition as a sovereign nation. At the same time, the war was preparing for World War II, and new powers like the United States and the Soviet Union were starting to influence global politics.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmad Noval and I'm from Group 3. And now we are here at Satria Mandala Museum. And now we have Japanese fighter plane that have captured by the Indonesian. From 1942 until 1945, Japan occupied Indonesia. Although this time was difficult, it also indirectly sparked Indonesia independence movement. This plan reminds us that global wars and occupation often create opportunity for local struggle to gain momentum. By the end of World War II, the balance of power in Asia had changed, and Indonesia fight for independence became part of bigger international context.
Hello everyone, my name is Yaskarato Ribonerges from Group 3. Now we are at our section with AMX-32 tanks from France and MiG-21 jets from the Soviet Union. These were used during the occupation of Malaysia in the 1960s. Now, during this period, Indonesia closed the non-aligned movement strategy, balancing between the US and Soviet Union without formally joining either side. This is an example of how military history and international politics are connected. It shows Indonesia's diplomatic skill in maintaining independence while engaging with global powers.
We see artifacts from the legendary campaign against the Dutch in 1962 until 1962. These maps and radio shows Indonesian military training, but more importantly, Indonesian also use diplomacy and work with the United Nations to gain West of War peacefully. The new agreement supervised by the UN is a key example of how proper military actions can connect to international law and diplomacy. This section reminds us that global institutions like the UN can help to solve conflict without a war.
Here is the UN peacemaking section. Indonesia has assigned troops to missions in Lebanon, changes, and other countries, showing a low commitment to global peace. Since 1957, the UN also works with goodwill ambassadors who are famous public figures, for example, like Angelina Jolie, Lionel Messi, and Yo-Yo Mama, promote issues like education, health, human rights, environmental protection, and poverty eradication. They raise global awareness, encourage action, and complement the work of peacekeeping missions. Assisting the section, we understand that international cooperation involves both military and civilian efforts.
Hello everyone, this section shows Indonesian military equipment like missiles. It reminds us that regional security is also important. ASEAN manages security cooperation among Southeast Asian countries. The ASEAN Secretary General currently H.E. Khaw Kim Horn from Cambodia leads the Secretariat, coordinates program, advise members, implement summit decision, and represent ASEAN internationally. This shows how diplomacy and defense are linked, not only with a country, but also regionally.
International relations are also about economic cooperation. OPEC, founded in 1960 by Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela, regulates oil production and keeps prices stable. Indonesia joined OPEC in 1962, left in 2009, and then rejoined in 2016, and left again the same year. Now this illustrates how global economics, energy policy, and national interests are interconnected. Understanding OPEC helps us to see how countries coordinate to stabilize global resources.
And thank you for your attention. We are from Group 3 and now we are at Satria Mandala saying thank you for watching. Bye.